Okay, hello, you guys. It is Ebony. It is I. So I'm here today to do what is my final lineup of tbfs questions that I got like late April, May or so. Yo, it's Friday night. I did my due diligence and I listened to all the new music, but because I'm not really where I want to be visually, I'm gonna wait till next week where I am to come on and slay everybody. Also, I recorded a bunch of content tonight, so I'm like, let me just go the fuck home. But yeah, today we're here to talk about this last batch of tbfs requests. Like I said earlier, I'm thinking about slowing down on the topic. You guys did not like that post at all. Like, it's been like 24 hours. I think I got one like, and I was like, damn, did they read that shit and got like annoyed? Like, I don't understand what that was. It's damn near 50 videos. No, it's damn near 60. There's a whole playlist. I'm like, you guys, I am tired, but it's not because of burnout. I'm just like, I don't know how much else I have to give and how much I find relevant. I also want to say this, you guys. When you guys ask me for things, I always say I write everything down. I write everything down. Please do not spam me about anything, especially because at this point in time, if you ask me something and in my mind I say yes, 9 times out of 10 I will respond to you and say yes, or I will write this down. I will acknowledge you in some form or fashion. Believe me when I say I will acknowledge you in some form or fashion. If I say yes to you and you continue to spam me, I'm not responding to you. I'm not doing the topic. When you ask me, do not bother me about it. I will get to it. As in, literally everything you guys have asked me for, I will get to it. Trust me when I say I have it right here and dandy. So when I'm ready, when I have time, I will do it. I always say I have no issue with honoring you guys' requests. There's no issue. But if you're gonna sit here and be disrespectful, feel like I need to go about it a certain way, or rush me, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not gonna be nice about it. Like, leave me alone, because there is so much I take into consideration already. So like any sort of stress about something when this is really just a hobby at this point, it's like you never existed to me. Don't bother me. If you said something, trust me when I said I took a note of it and I will come back to it. Just like this person who asked this. Let me see, because I also write down the date that I write the request down. This this request was from April 28th, 2026. When I say I have everything written down and I will do it when I am ready, I will do it. But yeah, we can get into this. My phone is probably gonna, I don't know, knowing my phone, she'll probably give me some bullshit. So we're gonna get through as many of these as I can. Yeah. Okay, so with Mariah Carey, I don't think she hates this person, but she might not be a super big fan. I'm thinking about that one gift from Mariah where she's putting on the sunglasses. I don't know if she's talking about J-Lo or she's just being like shady in general. But I don't think Mariah really lives for this person. I don't think it's a thing. Like, I don't think Mariah looks at her and thinks that she can like knock her. But at the same time, I don't think that she likes her very much. The thing about Mariah is, like, if you're funny to her, I think that she's very funny to you. But if you haven't done anything, she doesn't really seem like the type to go out of her way to be weird. Like, Mariah will never just go out of her way and be like somebody can't sing, right? But if you sing her song and she thinks that it's fucked up, she's gonna make a face, right? I think that she thinks this person is talented. She might also see the appeal in her. Like, you're beautiful, super beautiful, but you can sing. She might think this person, like I said, she very much so is good looking. She also very much so has talent. I think Mariah feels like this person might align herself with some of her enemies or people who she wouldn't associate with. I don't think Mariah likes some of the people in her life because Mariah might consider them enemies or people who are like, like I said, to me, this kind of feels like a little bit personal, or she really doesn't like somebody who TBFS is associated with, right? For example, I'm not saying this is it, but like, let's say hypothetically she signed to Columbia, or she was like working with Tommy Mottola, that kind of thing, where like I don't look at you and see an issue. Like J Lo was a little bit more personal. Well, she was kind of placed by Tommy Mottola, but that's what I'm trying to say. Well, J-Lo's a little bit different because the talent level, at least with singing, is definitely nowhere near Mariah. So I don't think that she thinks that she can knock this person. I just don't think that she likes her very much. It's really funny because I do think maybe in secret she could definitely like this person. It might even be like she likes, like, I would like you if it wasn't for this thing. She might feel like in secret I listen to her music or things like that. But I wouldn't want to be associated with you or give you your tens. Like, she's very quick to be vicious, but at the same time does like her. I'm thinking about how BK Tidal Wave was like, fuck Doja Cat, and then was like, what a time to be alive. Like, what I'm saying? Like, very much so whiplash. I think that it almost seems like she can't decide, but I think that she has her reasons. I think Mariah might also really respect this person's success. She can tell that she's kind of raking it up. She's noting that money didn't spend, maybe budgets weren't the same, or money didn't spend the way that it used to back in the day, but she's definitely at the top of her game, the way that even if Mariah was the number one, she definitely top five, like, never to be kind of fuck with. You know what it is with Tichina Arnold? I don't think that she watches this person much at all. Like, I don't think she engages with her like organically much at all. I think that she thinks this person is beautiful. She's pivotal for Black art. Like I said, she might be associated with kind of like a revolution, or a renaissance in like contemporary Black art, like music and film. I just feel like, I don't know if Tichina is very religious or she just has certain beliefs, but there feels like there's a part of me who's like, I think that you're an amazing actress. I think you're an amazing singer, but I don't agree with your lifestyle in some to some extent. So this could definitely be anti-gay, but it doesn't even have to be that. Like this woman is like very secular. At this point, Tashina is a woman of a certain age, so I don't know if she's maybe is a little bit conservative, has grown more conservative over time. I also wonder if she feels very comfortable. I don't know if this might even be like an envy thing. So she might kind of lash out with, oh, you do this or you do that, but it might really be about what she has, but she might not necessarily say that part out loud. Like I don't really want to talk about her finances, but there's a part of me that just feels like I don't know. I just feel like she might look at somebody else like, yeah, that would probably be really nice to have right now. That doesn't really mean that somebody's flat broke. And stable people can envy people. But yeah, I feel like she might lash out, but what she critiques, it might not necessarily be the root of her issue. It's just like, for example, if some people might be like, I hate the gays, but it's really because deep down they are homosexual, and so they make it a thing of they're anti-LGBTQ when really they're just kind of jealous of the opportunity. Yeah, if you were to ask me, I do feel like it's something that TBFS has, and so it might be what Tashina may vehemently criticize might be the exact thing that she would like. I'm not saying this is about her sexuality. Like I said, to me, kind of felt like it could be about finances. Maybe it's about both. Allegedly, I'm not saying that she's gay. I'm just saying I do feel like it might have to do with desirability or attraction in some way, some form. Like sexuality, looks, money can also play into how people perceive you and how desirable that you are. But yeah, I think Tiffany Haddish really likes her. The thing about Tiffany is she's a little bit clumsy, and like she could definitely be a little bit more clean cut and more intentional when she presents herself in public. But I really don't think that Tiffany is just a crazy hater. Like I think that she really likes this person. I think that she could definitely be happy if she gets opportunities to work with this person or gets opportunity based on some of the standards as this person sets. She could admire people who are very highly successful as well. She doesn't really seem like a very jealous or spiteful person to me. Like I said, she might be a little bit weird. She might be a little bit strange, but she's not necessarily a crazy jealous person. She might really enjoy this person's content online or talk about her online or just share it a lot. Like I'm thinking about like how Viola Davis will post a bunch of people like what they're doing. She could definitely do stuff like this. She could definitely feel like this person is called or she has a very big blessing or like she's sent here for a reason. Like she definitely has a big life and she's definitely lived up to that. The same way like Beyonce has really kind of set the standard and changed things. And for example, there are a lot of girls who like Rihanna. I reference this not even to son Rihanna, but when she came in, they did kind of take some semblance from Beyonce to make her a little bit more marketable. Of course, she broke out of that and she made herself. But like you see how Beyonce's success allows other people to succeed because they want Black women in these spaces or they know that they can succeed in these kinds of things, right? She might also really respect TBFS's impact on religion or even just sharing knowledge in general, but this could be religious or spiritual knowledge. Like the TBFS was like, I can see ghosts. She'd be like, that's so cool. She feels like she likes that this person is authentic. She feels like she's authentic or has insights or like impact that the industry has never really seen, especially because she is an actress. She feels like she feels a lot more secure in her place or not. So like I wonder if Tiffany often feels like the DEI hire. Like I don't know how woke or unwoke that she would be, but she might really feel like there are very few Black faces or there's going to be less and less and less. And because of this person, there's definitely more. She feels like she doesn't have to worry as much about being seen as desirable or being given certain things because it becomes the standard. Tiffany could also find this person very, very sexy. She could understand why men like her. Like I said, she's not jealous of this. Even if she was jealous of other people, she's definitely not jealous of her at all. She feels like it's kind of amazing. She might even feel like TBFS hides herself a little bit, or it's kind of sad that this person didn't have opportunities before now. It might even be that when she gets opportunities, she uses the fuck out of them because she didn't have much going on before. But she definitely feels like there's some tragedy in why it took TBFS it took so long to get here and how the world kind of as a result suffered. If 5 years ago you would have had this platform, maybe things would be different right now. It is what it is, but they might have been different. I also feel like Tiffany feels like this person comes here and really completes or fully sees through what she's supposed to. I'm thinking about ratifying like the Constitution. So it's one of those things where when she breaks open that door, it's not just going to close in 5 years. Because like the 90s had the Renaissance, and then by like the mid 2000s, like especially by the 2010s, it had kind of got real white back right back up in here again. Got very like like 9/11 and the early 2000s kind of shifted culture or whatever, so you can understand like things became a little bit more religious extremist. Like it just the past 20 years have been kind of scary for the West. But yeah, she likes kind of how anti-system this person is, or how she kind of changes those things that are normalized without trying, or maybe she is making very big sentiments, but they take hold. When she speaks, it makes impact. She could also feel like this person, like I said, has real spiritual insights, or she really knows what she's talking about. You know, especially if certain people don't believe in her. Even Tiffany herself is like, I don't believe in that psychic stuff. And then she's like, wow, she actually predicted my future and it was actually right. She kind of regrets, if there's any point in time that she doubts this person, she regrets it, because she's like, it actually came true, even if I didn't think it was possible. I don't know if I said this during Mariah Carey. I just keep hearing hero. And when a hero comes along. In general, fire signs have just been very significant throughout this. It's Leo season, who knows? I think Jennifer Hudson could really love this person. If TBFS is kind of thick, she could really love this. It might even be that TBFS is very adamant about platforming thick, or women who are of different sizes, of different looks or whatever. I'm thinking about Pretty Girl Rock by Carey Hilson. So there is, I'm also thinking about the song Intuition. So there is definitely a support for women, like diversified body types or looks, that could be significant. She could also feel like a lot of people preach this, but they don't necessarily follow through with this, or it's not necessarily like diversity isn't that big of a thing. Even if it's like here or there, you might have some diversity, but it's not like a constant thing. She might really admire TBFS for making this it's a standard practice of her branding. She may also feel like TBFS is called, or she's chosen, or she has certain things on her life. I'm also getting, I don't know if this is significant, if Jennifer might talk about her name, the origin of her name, or just like where she comes from might be significant. Like, some people have very special names, with names that carry a lot of weight, a lot of meaning. She might feel like this person's name says a lot about their story and who they're meant to be. Yo, they might become friends or be kind of friendly. I'm thinking about, um, I'm kind of thinking about Megan Thee Stallion and Jennifer Hudson talking about how Megan's security actually, Jennifer security was mistaking Megan for Jennifer. And it's really funny to me, only because I don't think I look like either of those women, but I've actually been compared to the both of them, especially Megan Thee Stallion. When she first came out, people were like, you look so much like her. So I don't even know if there could be some like resemblance there, or like I said, they are just very friendly. They're around each other. Like, they definitely see each other probably more than one time. Or if it's one time, it's a very friendly one time. She might feel like TBFS is very, very down to earth in a way that you don't really see, especially for people of her stature caliber. Like, Jennifer's been in the industry for a minute, so she could definitely know that some people who are highly successful are very big fucking assholes. It's very refreshing. She might feel like this person really deserves it. Or just that she is very much so like a Whitney Houston, like you come through with a lot of success, and pivotal art on your back. She could definitely feel like this person knows the power of prayer, or prayer of the man, what power of prayer and manifestation. This person, she might even know that this person might have manifested her partner, um, or she has like a very dreamy life when it comes to love as well. She might really respect, not really envy, but she might really feel like that's nice. Not even like Tichina, like I said, when she said it, it kind of felt a little bit low vibrational, no shade. With Jennifer, it kind of feels like she's noting like this, she's really it, like she's highly, highly successful. She can feel like TBFS is a very shrewd, very serious businesswoman. Like, she's beautiful and she's successful, but when you speak to her, you understand exactly why that she has it. She does not fuck around about her money. I think that as kind as TBFS might be, she might feel like TBFS is kind of held back by not really having more emotional depth or emotional connections. Maybe Jennifer knows that she doesn't have a lot of friends, or she is very private, and she could feel like, the more that you show your personality, or the more people that you get to know, the more success that you would have, or people would like you even more. Whoever asked about Jim Carrey, I'm so sorry, baby girl. He does not give a fuck. Doesn't give a fuck. I'm thinking about, was he on in Living Color? I don't know if he might feel like TBFS might associate with white man in a way that is very reminiscent of the old days. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I don't know if she has like white partners or just white coworkers that could be very significant. That she has, like a, I don't know what this means. Like a white coworker that she could have a specific rapport with. This might even be a coworker that they work with in multiple things, like a Ryan Coogler, or to me this feels more so like on screen. I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head. I know there are a lot of, like, in Asia this is more prevalent, but you might see her working with one person on several things. You might think that she's beautiful, like she's a good looking person. She's very nice to look at. If I didn't know her but I saw her on TV, I don't know if this is the same, even feel like she break color lines. I don't really want to say nothing corny, but like, what I'm trying to say, like, I don't know if this is a thing where it's like maybe 30-40 years ago people wouldn't necessarily accept you in white spaces the way that they might today, or see you as a beauty symbol in white spaces, because even when it's like black women who are seen as like super beautiful in white spaces, it's generally, dang, I don't want that, might come off insensitive. I'll say this much: it tends to be a very specific phenotype of black woman who's accepted in these spaces. So he might feel like it's refreshing. I don't know if Jim Carrey's like, would he even care about stuff like that? He thinks that she's good looking. The lips keep coming up, especially dark colored lips. Her red lips could be significant. Yeah, I really do feel like he might feel like she breaks some colored lines in a way. Like I know that's really corny, but it's still a thing, even if it's not really a thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's there even if it's not necessarily like the fucking Jim Crow laws, right? But like, he could definitely feel like there are a lot of people who get rejected because, like I said, white people at these seats, these seats and tables don't get things that she might get, and like I said, therefore change, kind of shift the conversation or narrative. You know, a lot of people might have. I wonder if he knows people who didn't give certain people opportunities, or he might, like Jim might feel like he himself got certain things, and maybe he feels like some of the black or just black female co-stars that he worked with might have deserved. Um, I don't know. There's like, this could be a disappointment in terms of I should have invested, or people should have been investing in people like this, like just black women in general, sooner. Or this could definitely be a thing of certain people try to gatekeep, and these days they can no longer keep that gate closed. Yeah, but he can definitely tell us another, and that might even, I can definitely see it being that, just because In Living Color was such a prominent piece of black media, and Jim Carrey had to be one of few white people on there, so it might feel like I said, it's a return of a golden age, right? So it could definitely be very much so both of those sentiments. Like, people wanted to keep these people out, but I'm also happy that it's been a revolution and people want to reinvest the way that they used to. So he could think that she's beautiful. I think that he could feel like, looking at her, you can understand why this feat might be attached to this person, that she is highly desirable in certain kinds of ways, or she has certain kinds of crossover appeal. I don't think that he's a crazy big fan of her, but he might think that she, like I said, she is very attractive. He feels like he understands why she, of all people, because if you didn't know her, once you see her, you want to know who she is, right? Yeah, he definitely feels like she definitely has a lot of male fans, or she captures men's hearts. He could definitely feel like he knows a lot of men, or he knows that there's a lot of talk about her, specifically in spaces where maybe, men that he know speak positively about her in a way that they don't speak about black women, or like, when he was really, really in the industry 20, 40 years ago, they would have never said the things that they say about black women then, or the things that they say about her today, they never would have said about a black woman then. Like, I'm thinking about Cheryl Lee Ralph, and how they said, I can't put you with a white man who's gonna come see that movie, and she could definitely be the star of certain things where men want to see that. Especially, I wonder if this person might feel like white men vicariously live through some of the men that she might work with. And I had said that I did feel like she might have very prominent white male co-stars, and so it might be stuff like that. Yeah, and so I mentioned that, didn't I just mention that in the Bobby Eager video or something like that? But people could definitely feel like white is right. Like I said, I keep on bringing up that sentiment of, like, if you have a white man, if you have a white boyfriend, you will get regarded differently, people will support you differently, things like that. Yeah, Kevin Hart, I'm not gonna lie, he might feel a little bit of jealousy, hypothetically, allegedly. He might feel like this person has successes that he wasn't able to have, or specifically, like, for example, I don't know, this Kevin Hart had a wife before Aniko. Was she also mixed race, or was she black? There's a part of me that just feels like it doesn't really feel like a disdain for black women specifically. I'm not saying that he doesn't have that. I don't think this is an issue with her blackness. I think it's more so the fact that she did things that, like, I've been here for years and people didn't necessarily respect that. This could also deal with the fact that, after that roast, people were calling him a coon. He can feel like she gets praised for things that he never would have aligned with, and that's why she's having a certain level of success versus him. It might kind of be a point of self-reflection, like, damn, if I did believe, or if I did, I want to say, vote a different way, people might respect me differently. He could definitely be outspoken about her, whether this is good or this is bad. He could definitely speak about her. I don't know if this is making jokes about her or referencing her in certain things, but he does think that she's beautiful. I think that he can also recognize her intelligence, or the fact that her success is not just due to her looks. It's the fact that she definitely knows what to align herself with in a way that can seem kind of uncanny. Like, bitch, how do you know that? Like, are you psychic? Like I said, it definitely feels like she has success in things that he specifically walked away from. He said, I do not want to be associated with that. And she runs full-fledged towards that, or full force towards that. And it ends up going really well for her. So he can feel like she has a lot of successes, even if not every. I feel like a lot of things, I'll say, like 9 times out of 10, it's a large success. But even like, you have so much success that it's okay to make a flop film or two. No one is perfect across the board. Everyone has something that is going to be, so everyone has something that's going to be their lowest. Like, not even just a fail. Something is going to be the worst performing, even if it's not objectively bad. So yeah, it's just the wins are very plentiful, or a lot bigger than the losses, for sure. He doesn't really have a lot bad to say about her, the way that he might look at another black actress and be like, well, like, for example, I'm thinking about Angela Bassett, where, what I say, there's no shade, but it's like, a super amazing actress, super amazing career, never won an Oscar, got a fucking honorary Oscar. Like, you can at least take that away from her. He might feel like he doesn't really have much with her that he can take away, especially if this is someone who becomes like EGOT, or she gets like prestigious acting awards or things like. I mean, he's technically a comedian, but he does act. But like, things that he has never gotten, recognition that he has never gotten. Um, and that's what I mean by, he feels like she comes through and she does everything super big, things that he couldn't do with the extensive career that he had, and because of the things that she believes in, and the things that she invests in. Especially if you might look at certain things like, oh, if you invest in that or you do that, it's never going to succeed. It's going to be a waste of time. Then it ends up blowing up. Like, trusting her intuition and doing things that Kevin Hart would not do actually bring her a lot of success. Yeah, I do want to say that Kevin, I don't know if he could be very into interracial relationships or not having fully black kids. I wonder if he might even feel very negatively about her partner. Like I said, this might also be a low-key kind of white is right kind of person, or most of the time you hear black men who are vehemently against like black women interracially dating, but there's a part of me that feels like we need, you know how YG was at the funeral, like we need more light-skinned pretty mixed babies. Like are his children even light-skinned? Like I know his wife is Blasian, but I don't actually know. Yeah, he just feels like his ideology has kind of put him in a rut, and it might be seeing some of her successes that makes him realize I really did choose wrong, or I really was bigoted. Like what I believed in really did not benefit me like that. She's swift, she's smart, but she's right. You know, you might feel like I don't really like how she went about it, but she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. He could also feel like she has very great friends or people that she can trust in the industry, where he might feel like he doesn't have that because his beliefs, maybe because he's a snake behind the scenes. Allegedly, I'm not saying that that's true. I just feel like she has a lot of really great friends and people who support her or love her in a way that he's never experienced from studios or from his peers. But specifically, like I said, her intelligence, but ability to tell people to fuck off, I think is a very strong thing. He might feel like a lot of people are pushovers, or maybe he is a pushover to some extent. He'll let certain things happen, just like the roast, right? He'll just let certain things happen where this person is like, fuck that bitch, and that could definitely bring her a lot of success. Okay, so we're gonna end with Madelyn Cline. I'm like so sure that I did something on her. It might even be the fact that I rehomed her, because someone like this, I have her on this list, but I'm sure this is not the first time somebody asked me about her. I don't know. We're just gonna do it just in case. I think that she likes tbfs. I think Madelyn Cline would like tbfs. I think that she might be a fan of her. I wonder if they might even work together in some capacity. I feel like she has very strong positive feelings about her. Even if this was a fleeting experience, she could enjoy her. I don't care if they like party together once or twice. Like she would like her and the experiences that they have. I think she might be afraid of this person, like if TBFS would like her or if they would hit it off in some way. She might even feel like TBFS might have hidden disdain that not specifically for her, maybe for like, I don't know if this is like, I almost want to say white people, hypothetically, allegedly. I'm not saying that she does. I just wonder if Madelyn just might be like, I don't know, she would like me. um, but yeah, she could definitely have a very positive feeling. They could be people who hit it off relatively quick and easy. She might really like TBFS. The thing about Madelyn is I think she's kind of, I say that she's kind of a snake, allegedly, but I don't think she's a crazy fucked up person. I just think that she could be very self-serving, or she kind of forgets to consider how other people feel. So I don't think that she's necessarily malicious, but I do think that she can make wrong or hurtful decisions. The thing about TBFS is she's the kind of person where if you fuck her over, I think that she's always going to kind of win or get checkmate. So I do think that Madelyn might feel checked by this person. Especially, it kind of reminds me of Jen, where she's like, if we were outside of here, we would not be friends. It's definitely like literally one of those things where she's so selfish that she's not really caring how her decisions impact other people, or maybe she's just not worried about it. But she does like her, and they do get on for sure. To some extent, they do get on. I hate that that was so short. It might even be that Jen or Madelyn, like I said, experiences her for a very, very brief amount of time. Like I said, it might be like just like Love Island. Jen and Kenzie were only really cool together for what, like maybe like 3 weeks at most, right? So they had a very, very brief experience. They might work together just in a very small way, and within that way, they can find out that they love each other, and then subsequently find out that they don't like each other, or it's better to kind of move on. Yeah, but while it was there, it was good. It might even be like, for example, if they work together in film or a TV show, it might be something that's very like referenced very fondly by other people. I'm thinking about that one commercial that's like, "Can I get a hot tub?" Like it's one of those things where like you look back at it and you like it, but we're not necessarily besties, or it wasn't necessarily the highlight of my life, but it was a good memory, and it was something that I love to reference. People enjoy to like, they love going back to. They might even like looking back on the memories, even if it's like, like when you first get to college, it's like a freshman year, you're hanging out with any fucking body. It's that kind of thing where we're not gonna last, but like it was fun while it did last. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie with her. I feel like I'm fucking pulling teeth. Like there's nothing there, but yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. If you guys have any relevant questions, if you guys have anything else that you want to see, let me know. Like I said, I'm really considering what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna continue this series, because I'm already planning a pivot. But we'll see, right? This is my last entry for this week. Next week, I'm literally just gonna talk about new music and then start posting about like my beauty stuff, and we'll see. Like tarot and all this energy, like spiritual stuff, will definitely be included, but it's definitely going to kind of be to the side. I've always said like it's a hobby, but it's not necessarily what I really, really want to do. My ring light is about dead. It's not what I really, really want to do. I enjoy doing it, and I will continue to do it should I feel called and should I enjoy the topics, but it's not going to be the entirety of my content now. I'm grateful for it though, because despite all the weird bitches that I've attracted, It's made me, I've already had thick skin. Like I said, I don't really give a fuck about what nobody say about me. I think people think because it's 17 bitches going against me that I'm gonna kill myself. I've never been that type of bitch. If I was gonna be upset about what a bitch had to say, trust me when I say I wouldn't have got on this phone in the first place. Like, y'all think y'all so strong because y'all 17 bitches deep. All 17 of y'all couldn't fuck one me. But it's definitely made me kind of numb, like, I indifferent about hate. Like, I don't really care what people have to say. Y'all can kiss the tip of my dick. But it's also made me a lot more comfortable on camera. So I'm like, everything happens for a reason, right? And definitely those of you who are here with me, a lot of y'all are here to stay, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. You guys have been saying happy early birthday. My birthday is not till August 14th, you guys. I appreciate it. I'm saying thank you to everybody, but my birthday is not actually till August 14th. So thank you for all the early birthday wishes. Like I said, y'all see me one day next week, and then you guys are probably not going to see me again until like the later, like the second to last week of the month. But yeah, I will see you guys later. My ring light is about to die in the next one.